When local growers put great food on Tennessee tables, that's living green. Join Live Green tonight as we take a visit to Firefly Acres in Sparta, Tennessee. Look for beautiful art at the Appalachian Center for Craft Holiday Festival and take a tour of a 200-year-old farm. All this right here, coming up next on Live Green Tennessee.
This program is brought to you in part by
Tennessee Department of Agriculture. This fall, there's fun worth finding just about every day at Tennessee farms, farmers markets, fairs, and festivals. You'll find corn mazes, pig races, farm animals and friendly faces, honey to eat, and fall colors that are a feast for the eyes. Whether you're looking for the perfect pumpkin or just a good scare, find yourself on a Tennessee farm with picktnproducts.org.
And by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Southern Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education. Connecting the grower to the buyer, the country to the city, and smart shopping with a healthy lifestyle. It's Live Green, Tennessee.
Hello, I'm your host Melinda Kiefer, and I'm proud to bring you stories from across our great state on tonight's Live Green Tennessee. Almost a decade ago, Pete and Bambi Dillingham took their lifelong careers, combined them, and ended up with Firefly Acres, a beautiful getaway located between Sparta and Spencer, Tennessee. Firefly Acres offers cabin rentals, horse facilities, several locations for weddings, and fresh home-cooked meals for those who just want to step away from their everyday lives. Purchasing an overgrown farm in the early 2000s, the Dillinghams have taken tremendous strides to make this farm not only successful, but a place where visitors can make wonderful memories and enjoy the beauty of Tennessee.
Firefly Acres got started. It was a dream between my husband and I, so that we could combine both of our businesses. And the idea started back in 2001, 2002. We started looking for a farm where he could do his horses and I could do my catering and the cabin business. And we found this farm and started developing it, and that is actually how Firefly Acres came to be. When we drove in the driveway of Firefly Acres the first time with the realtor, we saw a overgrown farm with all sorts of dilapidated barbed wire. Didn't even know the pond was here, and just weeds everywhere. It was a mess. But we started poking around and realizing that it had a lot of potential and that we could reclaim the pastures, and so my husband and I put every fence post in that you see on the farm, and just a lot of a labor of love.
It took a long time for us to evolve to this state. Bambi gave up her professional career to work with me at a riding stable, which was a big change for her. And then as time evolved, we were able to pursue her dream, which was a restaurant. And I was able to work with her at the restaurant, which was a big adjustment for me, because I've never been a person comfortable in the kitchen. It was a merging of dreams. Bambi's dream was, in part, one of her gifts is to be able to cook for other people. She loves that. And one of my dreams has always been to work with horses professionally. And this was the opportunity to bring both those dreams together. I've become a great cook's assistant, and she's become a wonderful assistant trainer. So between the pavilion, which is a great entertainment region and a great place to sit down and eat meals, and the cabins, which have been a great housing area for a lot of the clinics that I give, and then the clinics and the horse training business, this has turned out to be a dream come true. We've got the best of all of our gifts and the worlds that we've come from.
Okay, when you come to Firefly Acres, we really have 3 separate businesses here, but they all are kind of intertangled. In other words, some people want to come for a relaxing weekend, and they can come with the idea that the cabins are fully equipped if they want to do their own cooking. But the nice thing about it is, say they want to come and go hiking for the day, they really don't want to cook when they get back. They just want to chill out. They can get me to cook a meal for them and have it all ready for them up in their cabin. Or I can deliver it up to them at a specified time. So they basically have their own chef right here on property. So that's the nice thing about having the facility with the cabins. The pavilion, so if local people want to come to Firefly Acres, say they're going to come and have a wedding, that's also another option. It's a nice option for them because they can either have me do the cooking for them, or they can rent the commercial kitchen and do the cooking themselves and save a little bit of money there. Or they can bring their own food, not even rent the kitchen, and have their wedding, which is a little bit of a cheaper option too. So they have different options. And then if people want to just come and have dinner, so they just want to come with a group of friends and have me cook dinner, I'll cook for as small a group as 10 people. So if you had 10 friends and you wanted to come and hang out here for the evening, I can cook you a nice gourmet dinner right down to just a home-cooked average dinner. The third part of the business of Firefly Acres is my husband's horse business, where people, again, when they come to the cabin, they might want to learn more about horses. So they have the option of scheduling a lesson with him where he can teach them about horse psychology and actually how to ride a horse. And when they learn how to ride a horse from my husband, by the end of it, they're out on the trail directing their own horse. They know how to ride their own horse without any help, and that's kind of a neat thing for people to do.
I enjoy horses and I enjoy people. I love to train horses, but even more than that, I love to train people to train horses. And I'm not talking about the mechanics of horses, I'm talking about the psychology. I love to teach people how horses think and how to get a horse motivated in a very positive way. We offer a great venue for horse people in the sense that we are essentially located to some great horseback riding areas. I do give private lessons for horseback riding, but the focal point of, I think, of most of what I do with horses is in small groups of 3 to 4. I will never take a clinic beyond 4 people, only because it allows me to personalize each of those clinics so that I can address everybody's needs. I don't know if I really want to go any further. This is a perfect spot for me. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I love meeting the people that I meet, and I love meeting the horses I meet. It's just comfortable. So the future is what it is right now, with just some minor changes.
It's just so touching, and I know during the ceremonies, Pete and I are always present for the wedding ceremonies, and I would say every time, I hate to admit it, every time that we hear that ceremony, it brings tears to my eyes. It's great to see 2 people starting their lives here on our farm. So.
With the Thanksgiving holiday behind us, many Tennesseans are in the holiday mood and ready to start stringing lights, putting up trees, but most important, buying gifts. Every year, the weekend after Thanksgiving is known to millions as Black Friday, but one DeKalb County event allows residents to get that perfect gift while supporting their local artist. Live Green Tennessee loosened our belts after an amazing Thanksgiving and headed over to DeKalb County to find out what goodies were available at this year's holiday festival at the Appalachian Center for Craft.
Well, what we have going on here today at the Craft Center is the annual holiday festival. It's a 3-day event. It happens every year, and we have demonstrations, we have live music, we have wonderful food from the Redbud Cafe, and we have many workshops that are going on that people can come, sign up, make something, and take home with them. This has been going on since the early start of the Craft Center, which was back in December of '79 is when we originally opened, and the Holiday Festival started shortly after that. The history behind the Craft Center goes back to the Appalachian Commission was going to build a center, Appalachian Craft Center, somewhere in Appalachia. And we had a congressman in this district named Joel Evans, who the center is named for. And he was instrumental in having the Craft Center be here on this site. The Craft Center is a part of Tennessee Tech University. We're under their Music and Art Department, and our primary function here is education. We offer a bachelor's degree in fine art, and that would be with an emphasis in craft, and we have 5 different areas that you can focus on here at the Craft Center. One is fibers, one is clay, one is glass, one is metals, and we have a wood department as well. Outside the education through Tennessee Tech, we also have weekend and week-long summer workshops. Those will happen primarily between May and the 1st of August every year. We do have special events like the holiday event. The next event that we're going to have will be the Celebration of Craft, which will be March the 31st of 2012. At that particular event, the students have a sale outside on the grounds. We offer 10% off as a thank you to all of our supporters for their continued support. We have demonstrations again. All the studios are open. We have music, and of course we have those short-term real short mini workshop things again where people can come and make something. The gallery here is open every day, 7 days a week, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time.
Paper piecing has been done for hundreds of years, and with our modern technology and whatever, we can do it much faster, much easier with perfect precision. Lots of people been through, good sales, and it gives the artist an opportunity to meet the people who are buying their products, as well as an opportunity to the purchaser to meet us. I really think it's important for enrichment of the family as well as an individual, because we each have talents, and if we mesh, everybody benefits from it.
Most of the stuff that we do is one of a kind. We get bored with doing the same kind of thing over and over. A lot of people do the same thing over and over, and we do it to a point of where it gets to be pretty good looking, and then after that we switch to something else, and it looks more crude, but then it gradually gets better over time. Well, right now we're doing Nantucket baskets, and that comes from the Nantucket Island up in the Northeast. And we're doing that style, which is done on molds. A lot of baskets are free form. We used to do more free form type baskets, and now we're getting into the baskets done on the mold. They're prettier to a lot of people, and they're very symmetrical, and they're pretty easy to do. This is really a super place to come. I'm a Tennessee Tech alumni, not of the Craft Center, and I think that everybody should come up here and look at all the pretty crafts and things that are up here, from alumnus as well as present students as well as artists from the area. Their craft expands. They get better at what they do, and they become more experienced. And not only that, but a lot of people from around here show all over the country, and it helps them expand their base as well as just a local base, then they become national. And there are some people up here that are international too, so it's a really great place to be.
The one thing that I think is unique about the Appalachian Center for Craft is that we're the only place in Tennessee that is a state-owned facility for contemporary fine craft. There is not another craft center in Tennessee, and we're it. And we want people to come and visit us and see how wonderful it is. We have hiking trails. You can shop, you can hike, you can eat, and just enjoy the day here. The things that a person could see when they come to the gallery as a visitor would be a sales area where we have work that is in keeping with the mission statement of the school, which is in the areas of the things that we teach for the most part. A lot of people that are represented here in the gallery are regional artists or have a craft center connection. And we also have exhibition spaces. We have 3 spaces. And they're open as well. Those 3 exhibition spaces are generally used for nationally known artists who answer a call for entries, who come into the gallery and set up work for maybe 4 to 6 weeks. And don't forget, we also have the Redbud Cafe, which is absolutely fabulous cuisine, so you can come and eat while you're here. You know, this time of year, and especially today, is Shop Local Day. And one of the things that I think is really important is that supporting artists in this area, which by the way is a growing number over the last several years, it generates income. These artists are given their time and their expertise to teach children in the area, to have workshops. They bring in a lot of income and a lot of just support for the arts in general. And it raises the consciousness of the community as far as arts and fine craft goes.
You know, many people believe that family and tradition are what keep a farm going strong. One of these people is Wanda Shanks. Not only has Miss Shanks lived on her Buffalo Valley farm for over 6 decades, but she continues to work this nearly 200-year-old farm 7 days a week. An octogenarian championship basketball player, Miss Shanks believes it's her daily chores that maintain her vibrant health. Everything from feeding stock to seeding hay to delivering calves.
My name is Wanda Shanks. I live at 2900 Maddox Cemetery Road, just off of Hopewell Road in the western part of Putnam County. I have been living here on the farm for 61 years. When Walter and I got married, we moved to the farm, and this is where our 3 sons grew up. Walter, who is a nuclear specialist, he and his family live in Birmingham, Alabama. Wayne, who is principal of Cookeville High School, he and his family live in Cookeville. And Stanley, who has gone to be with his dad, his wife and children still live in Huntsville, Alabama. The Maddox, we're related to the Maddoxes. My husband's great-great-grandmother was Margaret Maddox Shanks. And so it's been in the family. Walter is a 5th generation. Wayne and Walter will be the 6th generation, and I have grandchildren who will be the 7th generation. And this is why I'm so interested in carrying on and keeping the farm up so they'll have it to take over one of these days when I decide to retire. Now I'd like to tell you what has been told to me a little bit about the farm. There were 14 families that lived on the farm and made a living. There was a country store, a grist mill, a broom factory where they made brooms. The rock barn that you see in the background was a 14-mule barn. The rock barn is about 200 years old. I think the fence perhaps are a little bit older than that. The big red barn here on the farm is 110 years old. Now, when I did some work on the barn, I wanted everything, all the original, keep all the original that was possible. As you notice, here is a 1937 date. This was put there by Pete Nichols. And of course, there's some other initials that I don't quite know who put them there. But we had to restore part of the barn, this side of the barn, because trees had grown up in it and the rocks had fallen out. So this barn has 2 layers. There's an outside layer of stone, and then there is an inside layer. The inside layer looks just exactly like the outside. And then as they would hew out the rocks to fit wherever they needed them to put them, all the little pieces of rock they would pick up and put in the center. And that's what they did on this side of the barn. The whole side we restored it. Now, when I did this, had this work done, you notice that we put new support to it. These are huge cedar trees that were cut off the farm. They're all about the same size, and in place of having 7 small stalls up and down, I made 3 on this side in order to take care of my cattle. When I sell calves, I load them in here, put them in here, and drive them right out and put them in the back of the trailer. It's made it real easy when I have to get cattle up, and especially load them up. This has really helped me a lot. Rock barn was used during the Civil War to store their ammunition. And of course, the Indians used to make their ammunition, the arrowheads and everything, over on the hill. We have found where they made them. And we also found stone axe that were chiseled out. So around here was a very popular, this farm especially was a very popular farm back in those days, especially with 14 families that live here, and they all had children. It's just important to keep everything that's possible, and if you work at it, it can be done. It takes work though. Now I work on the rock fences all the time, and even to my grandson Wes, he helped me a little over a year ago. We was working on the rock fence. Well, he says, "Grandmother, this is just like putting a puzzle together." I grew up on the farm. There were 7 of us children, and I'm next to the oldest, and Daddy taught us to work, and I enjoy working. All of my brothers and sisters have enjoyed working, and I especially love farm work because you get up, it's something different every day. Maybe you've got to fence the day, and maybe you've got to doctor cattle or take care of your animals. And of course, I raise hay. I haven't the last 2 or 3 years been able to produce enough hay to take them through the winter, but I do my own hay. I cut my hay and rake it, and I have a neighbor that comes in and rolls it for me, and then I put it in the hay barn. Just last week, I checked my cattle every morning, and they all were not up. And of course, the first place I thought of was my neighbor's hay field. Well, sure enough, that's where they were. And I ran them back across the creek. I just waded the creek, put them back. I see myself keeping the farm and operating the farm until the boys can come and take over. I don't know how long that would be. I feel good. I'm in good health, and the more you work, the healthier you are. And so I plan on taking care of it until one can come back here and take over.
We hope you'll join us next time on Live Green Tennessee, when we'll learn how to make that perfect holiday turkey and bring you more exciting news about Tennessee farmers and businesses who are making the move to eating fresh and living green possible for us all, right here next time on Live Green Tennessee.
This program is brought to you in part by
Tennessee Department of Agriculture. This fall, there's fun worth finding just about every day at Tennessee farms, farmers markets, fairs, and festivals. You'll find corn mazes, pig races, farm animals and friendly faces, honey to eat, and fall colors that are a feast for the eyes. Whether you're looking for the perfect pumpkin or just a good scare, find yourself on a Tennessee farm with picktnproducts.org.
and by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Southern Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education,